Alright, so we're going to work on a soda can. We're going to make it a complete soda can, so I'm going to show you every step. First, I'm going to make sure I switch from animation toolset here to polygons. Right, so make sure you do that. I'm going to press spacebar. Then I'm going to press spacebar on this window. Now go to View, Image Plane, Import Image, and import the image of the soda can. I'm going to provide this on my website, or you can also Google for images that you can use. So once you bring the image here, press spacebar one more time on my perspective view. And now if we go to the side, we can type a number for image center Z. I'm going to set it to -10. And for the alpha gain, I'm going to set that to 0.7 just to make it more transparent. Alright, now I'm going to press spacebar and go to my front view. Make sure this is the front view. Now we can go to Create CV Curve Tool. Make sure it's the CV Curve Tool. Now we can zoom into our image, and we can start to, if we click one time and a few other times, we can start to draw a curve on top of the image, and we can follow the image so that we can have the correct contour of the soda. So I'm just clicking a few times so I can get a contour. I'm drawing over the image here. So just click a few times to get a few points. And now when you're done, press enter. Now I'm going to hold down right click and go to control vertex. I'm going to drag over that one, and I'm going to press W to move, and using the handle to move that one to the side. Just so that I can make sure that I get the correct . I'm controlling the vertex right now, so you hold down right click and choose control vertex, and then drag over the vertex, which is the point, and press W to move, and use the handles to move the vertex wherever you want it to move. Right now I'm using the yellow handle because that's what I need in order to create the correct shape. Now hold down right click and go to object mode, spacebar, and go to my perspective view. Now I'm going to switch from polygons to surfaces, and I'm going to surfaces menu here and go to revolve options box. Make sure you click on the options box. We're going to change a few things here. I'm going to leave the top options the way they are, except for output geometry. I'm going to set it to polygons, and I'm going to switch this one to general, my type to quads. Alright, so make sure you get the options this way, and apply and close the window. I'm going to get something like this. I'm going to click right here or press 5 so that you can actually see the shaded. And now we come to the side here where it says NURBS Desolation. I'm going to click where it says V number, and I'm going to middle click and drag, then middle mouse button click and drag, and then dragging to the right so that I can increase the divisions that I have here. First, make sure you click where it says UV number, the actual name of that on that setting, and then middle mouse click and drag. Let's go back here where it says NURBS Desolation 1, and now click where it says U number, the actual word, and use the middle mouse button and drag. This way you increase the subdivision number here. And when we're done, I'm going to double click on my move tool first. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to switch my selection type from marquee select to drag select. And I'm going to close that window. Now hold down right click and go to edge, and I'm going to select, double click on one edge, now shift and double click on the other edges. Hold down shift so that you can add to your selection, and double click on the edge. Going to select this one as well, and I'm going to switch back to polygons. Make sure you switch back and go to edit mesh. I'm going to look for delete edge vertex, this one, and now we deleted those edges because they were really unnecessary. We don't need our model to be too high poly. Now click on one edge, just one edge from the top, the open area, and go to mesh, and go to fill hole, and it's going to fill that area. And now right click and go to face, select that face on the top, go to edit mesh, and we're going to poke face. Alright, and let's go ahead and do the same thing with the bottom part. Select one edge, just one, go to mesh, fill hole, hold down right click, select that face, and go to poke face. So now I'm looking at the top of my soda can here so that I know what I'm supposed to be looking for, what it's supposed to look like. Spacebar and go to my front view. I'm going to edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, and make sure you click on the edge. Make sure you're clicking on an edge, and then press enter once you put it there. And I'm pressing R to scale, and I'm using the yellow one so I can scale that. Now right click, go to face, select one face and shift double click on the other face, the one that's next to it. Go to edit mesh, extrude. I'm going to use the blue handle. Actually, I'm just going to press R to scale, and use the middle one, the middle square in the from the scale tool. Then select the top area and go to edit mesh, extrude. Use W. I press W to move it down. Press R to scale and use the one in the middle. Let me look at the image. Press W to move that down a bit. Now I'm going to edit mesh, extrude one more time. I'm going to press R and scale that down, and do it one more time, another extrusion. Now press W and move that one up, and press R to scale it a bit. Now I just want to see what the top looks like so that we can start to work with that. Go to edit mesh and extrude. Press R to scale, and do another extrusion. Now press W to move it down, and a final extrusion here. Scale that down. And now we want to get that area right there for the contour from the top, where it actually opens. I think we might have to import another image so that we can work with it. Let me try to eyeball it for now. Actually, let's go to the top view. Now go to view, image plane, and import image. Let's import the top view for our soda can here. So I imported this one, and if you press R, you can scale the image. So you can scale it down so that it fits to the actual model that we already have here. I'm going to rotate it with E. Press E to rotate it. And use the handle. I know it's hard to see here, but there's a handle there that you can use to rotate it. Now I'm going to select the faces from the top. I'm going to hold down Shift, comma, or Shift dot. Actually, Shift dot to grow the selection, and only select all the faces just from the top. Now I'm going to click right here. It says Isolate Select. Let me undo and go to Object Mode and Shift select the background image, and now Isolate Select. So now we only see the top of the can in our image. Now I can scale this one down so that it actually fits to the top of the geometry that we have here. And we can start to work with our geometry. If you work using into vertex mode, now we can start to move these vertices to fit with that contour of the top. Moving one vertex at a time, making sure that it fits with the contour for the opening lid. I'm just doing this really quickly here. Spacebar, go back to our perspective view to see what it looks like. Select the faces and go to Edit Mesh and Extrude. Press R to scale. Actually move W to move that down. Now press R to scale it just a bit. Just so that we can get that indentation there. Let's go ahead and select the edges from here and go to Edit Mesh, delete Edge Vertex, and the ones from this side, delete Edge Vertex, and then let's just leave the one in the middle. Now go to Vertex mode, select one vertex from one side, one for the other side, and go to Edit Mesh, Connect Component. Select one vertex from that side and one from this side. Press G to connect component one more time. Select that one and this one. Press G again to connect component. Press G. So we're going to have to use Edit Mesh and use Interactive Split tool. Now click on one edge and drag all the way to the point, and now drag all the way to the other side. Let me try that again. Interactive Split tool, drag all the way to that point and to that one, and press Enter. Press G to use this one more time. Drag to one point and then to the other one and press Enter. Press G. Press Enter once you're done. Alright, so this is what we want. Let's go to my top view. Let me go ahead and select some of the faces here. And let me go to my top view and see which ones I want selected. So I'm going to deselect a few here. And I think these are the ones that I'm going to select. Let me go ahead and go to Edit Mesh, Extrude, press R to scale. And now we can go back to our top view and see and actually start to move some of the vertices there. So I isolated just the top, just that area that I had there, and the background image. And now I'm going to move the vertex here so that I can match the opening lid of the soda can here. So right now let's just move some of the vertex here one at a time, or you can select a few as well. So we're making the lid here so that we can actually open it if we need to. Say you had an animation and you needed to open it. So if we model that area, we can actually make it so that you can open that. So let's just move some of the vertices here. I'll go back to my top view, see what it looks like. It's not as perfect, but it works for now. Let me fix this area right here. I have that area didn't look very clean, so I'm going to move that a bit. Let's go ahead to Edit Mesh and Extrude. I'll press W to move that down a bit. Just a little bit, not much. Press R, scale it a tiny bit there. Alright. So we pretty much have the top there. Let's go ahead and work on the bottom part, which is just select the bottom. It's really easy. Let's go to Edit Mesh and Extrude, press R to scale. Scale that down a bit and do another extrusion, and now I'm going to press W and move that up, and R to scale it. That's pretty much what the bottom part is, so that should work fine. Let me go to Normals, Soften Edge. Alright. So now I want to create the top area. So let's go to Polygon Primitives. Going to make sure interactive creation is disabled and create a cube. Press W to move it up. And press R to scale it. Going to select that in the image from the back and isolate it here, so that those are the only things I can see. Scale that and move it. And make it more flat, of course. Go to face and select all the faces around it except the ones from the side, and go to edit mesh, connect components. So now we have an edge loop right there in the middle. Now select these faces from the bottom and the top. Go to edit mesh, disable keep faces together here, and go to extrude. And now we're going to use the actual scale tool here. So press on that cube and now this one. We're just actually using the extrude manipulator scale instead of just pressing R. So make sure you click on that one and don't press R, or else you're going to get different results. Now I'm going to press delete to delete those faces. Now let's go to, I'm going to enable keep faces together again and go to append to polygon tool. And now click on one edge. I'm going to click on the bottom one here. And now click on the one from the top. Make sure it's really in the middle or close to the middle, and press enter. And that creates a face. Press G to use that tool again. It's really difficult to see here, but click on one edge and one from the top and press enter. And do the same with all the other ones. And I'm going to use the same tool for the other one, the other part as well. Click on the edge from the bottom and then the top one. Make sure you click in the middle of the edges, because sometimes it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, just undo and it should work fine. Once you're done, let's go back to our top view. Alright, I'm going to press 3. Again, press 3 for subdivision mode, so that you can see a preview of what it's going to look like if you subdivide your model. Go to face mode to select that area there. I'm going to scale it to match the image here, or at least get it close to it. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Alright, so I'm getting some weird geometry right here, so I'm just going to move that one back a bit. Alright, so I'm going to select that face right there. Go to edit mesh and extrude. Press W and move that out. To press R and scale it. And now I'm going to edit mesh, insert edge loop tool. Click on the edge, press R to scale that. I'm going to scale this face. Now I'm going to edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, insert another one there. Just to make it rounder. I'm going to select that, the face loop there going there. I go to connect component. And now go to edge mode and move that out. Go to flatten it a bit more. Let's go ahead and move it down so that it's actually touching the geometry here. Alright, so it's coming along, it's starting to look fine here. So I'm going to Polygon primitives and I'm going to create a cylinder. Yeah, it's going to be a cylinder. Let's go to create Polygon primitives, cylinder, press W to move that up. I'm going to press R to scale it down. And I'm going to click here and set the subdivision axis to something really low, like 11 or 15. And now just match to the actual thing that's right there. Move it down. Okay, and that should work fine. Go to press 3. And if you press 1 for this one, go to mesh and smooth options box. Going to make sure that where it says preserve, nothing is selected, and apply. Okay, now it looks better. If I press G, I can smooth one more time. It's a little high polygon, so you can go ahead and delete some of the edge loops there if you wanted to. I can do the same with this one. You press G, it subdivides that. And again, it's really high poly, so you can go ahead and delete some of the edge loops if you wanted to. Like if I select that one, maybe that one as well. I press Control Delete. Actually, it should be maybe this one and that one. Control Delete. Control Delete. And you can start to delete some of the edge loops there. To delete edge loops is Control Delete. And you can do the same with the area that we don't see. Alright. So we're at present 3, just so I can see it in subdivision mode. It's pretty much done with the whole modeling process. So this is what the final should look like. The last thing what we might want to do is select this area right here. And go to mesh. Actually, I'm going to extrude one time. Go to extrude, press R to scale that. Go to grow the selection with shift dot, and then go to mesh, extract. And now if I go to object mode, you can see that that little piece is separate now. That piece is separate from the actual soda can, so we can actually open it. So I'm going to select that piece, press W, go to modify center pivot. I'm going to click right here to snap to point, and I'm going to press, actually, yeah, let's select that one, snap to point, and press insert. Press insert on the keyboard, and you can move that back, as you can see here. Deselect that one. Now press W. Let's go ahead and see everything else. And now if you press E and rotate it, you can see that you can open it. So this is how that's going to work. I'll select this one and that one. Go to mesh combine, so that those two are one object. Go to delete by type history, press G and delete history for this as well. Select that one, those two objects, and I'm going to press P. I'm going to press P to parent. Now center pivot. And if we rotate that one, it's actually not what we want, so I'm going to press insert and click on that again, move it up to the front here. So now if we rotate it, it works better. So now we can open it that way. And if we select just that little piece, it also opens, because that little piece is parented to the top. So we can move it separately as well. I can select the curve and delete it, and I can also select the image planes and just select them and delete. And this is what it looks like for now, so we just have to texture it.